Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This will be task 4 of the full stack development using Python. In this video, we will basically be learning how we can use JavaScript and how we can add that in our HTML file to do some dynamic work. Okay. So again, now we are well versed with all the HTML and CSS tags and attributes. So we have an HTML tag named as script that we can use to basically add all these variables. Okay. Now, if you scroll a little down in this example, we have a block script, and inside this script, basically I can write any JavaScript I want. Now, if you are not aware with JavaScript, then you definitely has to learn it. And for example, let me add a simple line here, console.log. Basically, this is how we print in JavaScript, and this is to check if JS is loaded. Okay, which basically means that we are checking the JavaScript is loaded or not. And here I can create some variables as well. For example, let test underscore var basically is the name of my variable, and I am assigning a value within to it. Okay, so that's how you can use this script tag, and inside it you can write all your JavaScript. Here in current case, I have added a basic JavaScript if else syntax to make it a calculator program. Now, how we can apply JavaScript? Okay, so basically function is a syntax via which we can define some functions, and then in our HTML file we have another attribute named as onClick. So basically whenever you click on the button, in our case we have a button, you can have a link or anything. So the moment you click on it, which JavaScript function needs to be called? Okay, so currently I am calling the calculate function, which I have already defined in the script block. And then basically I am passing it as an argument, like the plus or the minus or the multiply or the divide. Okay, now based on these operations, now all those values, for example, I have passed plus, for example. Okay, I have clicked on the plus button, so that will be passed inside this variable, and based on this data it will analyze that, okay, if it's plus, then it will add both the numbers. If it's minus, then it will subtract both the numbers. Now you will be like, okay sir, from where this number 1 and 2 are coming? So basically we have added a simple input form here, like input tag here, and we have given them the ID as num2 and num1. And in our JavaScript, we basically are fetching those values by using this document class, that document.getElement by ID, for example, for num1 and num2, and we are fetching just the values. So this is a simple JavaScript function. Okay, and again we are using Bootstrap to style it. So you can try to understand this file, and you are not like forced to do the same application again. You can try a simple add function, okay, for the understanding purpose. So again, if you want to run it, just copy the path of your file using whatever the text editor you are using, and paste it into the browser and hit enter. The moment you hit enter, you see it's a pretty nice UI and it's all centered. Even in our previous UI, you can see it's all centered. It's not like written on the left side. But anyways, we will be talking about the calculator one in this series. Okay, so these are the two input button I have added. Okay, for example, I have added 50 here, and then I am adding 50 here. So basically all these values will be stored inside these input box, and the moment I load this page, basically the moment I hit the enter button after pasting, and the moment you load any website, whatever the JavaScript it has, it automatically gets loaded. Okay, and the moment I hit, for example, plus button, I am getting the result as 100. If I am hitting minus button, I am getting the result as 0, and if I multiply it, we'll get the answer. Same goes for the divide. Now you will see, sir, how we can see that if the JavaScript is loaded or not. You can right click on your browser and just hit the inspect button. Okay, so using inspect button, you can change your CSS. Basically this will be temporarily. Okay, it's not a permanent change. So you can click on any element, for example this one, hit the inspect button. Now you see it is displaying that what's the HTML code for the same. You can use this box model. If for example I want it to be aligned in the left, so I can use this box model to like move our text, and later on you can see these values keep on changing here. Okay, for example, if I'm increasing the padding, you see it's changing, and you can like copy paste the same in HTML file and use it. But again, we are not doing that. What we are focused on is the JavaScript part. Okay. So the moment you hit on this console button, basically every JavaScript code you write or any file you have, like you will be importing, will get executed, or you can say loaded here. So let me refresh the page. You can see the console.log output I have written that this is a check if JS is loaded or not. You can see I have written it right here. So it's getting displayed. Now the another thing is, if I have defined a variable, like I have added a variable test underscore var. Okay. Now inside this console, I can basically see what's the value of this variable. So any variable you add in your JavaScript script block, it will be visible inside your console. Okay. So this is kind of an compiler or an interpreter that executes your JavaScript. Okay. One more thing is that, so you can also import your JavaScript using the script tag. Okay. So you can just define the src attribute and you can specify the path of your JavaScript. For example, I am adding the script tag and adding the attribute at src, and for example, your script, like this calculator script, you have written it inside a script.javascript or script.js file. So you can import your file as well instead of writing the entire function in the HTML. Okay. So I guess that's pretty much for the fourth task, and we'll see you in the next one.